This community, city and country is numbed by shock and overwhelmed with sadness. The appalling events we witnessed in the centre of our capital city yesterday. I know the community of Gaelscoil Coláiste Mhuire very well. It's a place where children are safe, and yesterday that safety was shattered in the most horrifying way. The attack on small children and staff is every parent's worst nightmare, and I'm certain that we all held our kids a little bit tighter last night, and maybe even tighter for some time to come. The feeling of everybody in this community is one of solidarity, support and strength for those injured and for everybody affected. Our thoughts are firstly with those children and their carer who was stabbed. We send them our love, and we pray and hope that they make a full recovery. This should have been just another Thursday in our fair city, filled with the excitement of the approaching weekend. These children and their carers should have been safe in front of their school like every other day. I've just visited the school. I've spoken with the principal and some of the staff. They are emotional, they are raw, they are hurt, but they are also resolute, they are unified and determined to get children back to school, to support the injured and the families and parents of pupils who are very worried now. Gaelscoil Coláiste Mhuire is a great school. It's rooted in the community, and it will come back from this awful situation even stronger, and the wider community will come back too. This is a brilliant, diverse community where people really care about each other, and that strong bond will never be broken. I want to commend those courageous members of the public who put themselves in the way of danger to do everything they could to protect the children and prevent further catastrophic harm. Their bravery represents the true spirit of Dublin. They ran to the rescue with love and courage. I want to commend the Gardaí who put themselves in the way of danger to keep people safe. And now I want to talk about what followed last evening. When small children lay in hospital being treated for horrific injuries, a mob, fuelled by hate, who believe that they are beyond the law, wreaked havoc on Dublin city. At a time of real hurt, shock and suffering, they took to the city centre hell-bent on unleashing destruction, menace and fear. They intimidated retail workers, firefighters, paramedics. They attacked Gardaí. They burned buses, burned Garda cars and looted shops. Their actions were disgraceful and criminal. Everyone who participated should hang their head in shame for the disgrace that they have brought upon this city and our people. They should face the full rigours of the law. Following the attack at the school, it was obvious to most that the atmosphere in the city centre was deteriorating very quickly. And as the situation escalated and public safety became a clear issue, we needed a common sense response that ensured that public order and safety were maintained, but that is not what we got. The cold truth and the reality that we must confront today is that the Gardaí lost control of the centre of our capital city. A mob was allowed to shut down the centre of the city, public transport lockdown, people stranded in the city, members of the public, families and workers terrified in what was a threatening and volatile atmosphere. This was an unacceptable, unprecedented collapse in policing. The idea that this violence was unforeseeable is frankly nonsense. These hate-filled mobs have threatened and brought violence to our streets before. What happened last night shouldn't have happened, and let me be very clear, it can never happen again. The people of Dublin need to know that those in charge of government and the head of An Garda Síochána are capable of ensuring that this never happens again. I've spoken to Justice Minister Helen McEntee and to Garda Commissioner Drew Harris about the unacceptable failure to keep people safe last night. However, we all know the problem didn't start last night. This has been in the making for months. Sinn Féin has been highlighting the crisis in policing in Dublin City for a long time because we simply don't have enough Gardaí. Let me say it plainly, people do not feel safe in Dublin city centre. And I do not say the following lightly, but it must be said. I have no confidence in how Dublin is being policed. The people of this city have the right to feel safe on their streets, in their homes and in their communities. The Gardaí have my full and unequivocal support, but given the catastrophic operational failures last night, I have no confidence in the Justice Minister and no confidence in the Garda Commissioner.
Mary Lou, can I just ask, just in terms of what we did see last night, can you just talk a little bit to the motivations of people there? That obviously this is something which Drew Harris says that they've been radicalised by far-right ideology. How concerned are you that this will only be, a rallying call for a lot of people, that this might be the start of a more intensified approach by some of these gangs which have exploited those local fears in the community, as you said?
But this needs to mark the end of impunity, the end of gangs of thugs who believe they can take to the streets and face no consequences. This has to be a new beginning for community policing, for people feeling safe, for a proper Garda presence on our streets. It also has to be a beginning to resourcing communities again properly, investing in young people and bringing out the very, very best that we can be, rather than falling to the lowest standards and the lowest levels of behaviour. I want to be clear, what you saw on our streets last night does not represent the people of the inner city of Dublin at all. It does not represent who our young people are at all. These are incredible communities, diverse communities, generous, respectful communities. And our streets were overrun by a hate-filled mob who offer nothing, only division and hatred. And we will face them down. These communities will face them down. And we need the Gardaí to assist in that, because people have to feel safe. And as I said in my opening remarks, people, as we speak, don't feel safe in the centre of our city. And that's unacceptable. That's an unconscionable fact. But it is a fact nonetheless.
Should the Justice Minister and the Garda Commissioner say you have no confidence in them? Should they consider their positions?
They should resign, both of them. That is, let me to be explicit, when I say that I have no confidence, and I do not make this remark lightly, I am saying that we clearly now need a change in government, but also a change in leadership of An Garda Síochána.